Okay, let's go down, down. I'm not the only one going to be working here. Let's go down and a little to the right, and that white one amidst the other. No, a little left. That one, that one.
Drawing, a studio guide.
Fellow Toastmasters, let me tell you about drawing. From the time that I was in elementary school, right here in our magnificent West Seattle, I have loved drawing. I would draw superheroes. I would draw banana peel sandwiches. I would draw superheroes escaping from things. And nobody ever knew what I was drawing because, yeah, spoiler alert, I am really terrible at drawing, which is why I wrote this book about studio drawing. Really, in the world of marketing, that's all you need to know. The world is marketing. Case in point, if I were a cat, I would have inherent knowledge that not only am I the most precious, the most lovable creature on the planet, but I will never ever go away because the internet is all about me. And that's marketing. That is the power of marketing. Hence, my book about studio drawing. If I put it out there, like I am the champion of drawing, so much so that I can actually write a book about it and instruct you, my ever learning and ever eager students, to become as expert in drawing as I am, well, you're going to buy it hook, line, and sinker because I put a glossy cover on it. I stole somebody else's drawing and put it on there. And on the inside, I'll talk about this, I'll talk about that, I'll talk about the weather. I'll, show somebody eating a sandwich with peanut butter and blueberries and a banana peel, which I stole from somebody else for my book, but I'm going to market it on the web. I'm going to become a social media sensation. I'm going to be on the talk shows, and boom, I'll make $1 million. Oh, I already have made $1 million, but keep buying my book. And I hope that you will all learn a lesson through this exercise because I certainly have. Madam Table Topics Master.
Nice save. Very good. All right, who's next? Laura, where do you want me to go?
Let's see. I think you look like Vanna White. So you can do your best Vanna White impression. Middle bookshelf, middle shelf, middle book. The middle of the middle.
I think this is middle. Love in the time of cholera. Randy thinks that's funny.
Madam Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Love in the Time of Cholera. I have not read the book, Gabriel Garcia Marquez. I've heard of it, but have not read it. Perhaps I'll just talk a little bit about love in the time of coronavirus. We have seen many things happen. We've seen couples married 50 years or more holding hands below the bottom of the screen of a window because they were not allowed to be in the same room. We've had people with their hands on either side of a pane of glass gazing at each other. We've had families saying goodbye over Zoom on a nurse's phone. We've had people trying to figure out if they still want to date and meet someone and fall in love and live happily ever after. And how are they going to meet someone and get to know them if everyone's always wearing a mask and staying 6 feet apart? Somehow they've made it work. Many people have been on their way to be married during the past 16 months. And my favorite one was the couple who postponed their wedding a couple times and then said, we're just not going to postpone this any longer. We're just going to do it. And then they had a Rapunzel style wedding because the bride got coronavirus. So she just stayed in her room on the 2nd floor, and the groom arrived on the ground below and gazed up at her. And they had their wedding with him on the ground and her leaning out of the 2nd floor window because they couldn't be any closer to her than that. But they were determined to get married, waited till she got well. Then they were together and went on their honeymoon. And that, Madam Table Topics Master, is love in the time of coronavirus. Thank you.
Very nice. All right. Who's next? Franny.
I have to go next because I have to apologize to Laura Grove because I wasn't laughing that love in the time of cholera was something funny. I was giving joyous support to Laura for having such a challenging topic on which to bring joy and light to our table topics meeting. And with
Did a
that,
marvelous job.
she did a marvelous job. And with that, Vanna, I will say, tell you what, turn to your, okay, go to the first bank, go 5 books in, and whatever 5 books in on the shelf you're pointing to is.
Ann Tyler, A Patchwork Planet.
Okay. I do not want to diss Ann Tyler, and I'm not going to diss a planet. I'm going to say that if I were in a bookstore and I saw Ann Tyler's book, A Patchwork Planet, and this probably has more to do with some of the books I've been reading recently, I would look at that and say, oh, I think this is messy humanity and emotions being involved. Somehow an author is going to write a novel out of the hot mess of human nature and try to analogize it to the planet. Now, I could be totally wrong, but this tells you what happens when I go into a bookstore. When we had in Pioneer Square some fabulous bookstores, one of them was Elliott Bay. They had a great, great big table when you walked in the door, and they had piles of books, and it was called somebody's picks, you know, whether it was employees picks or best picks. And one of the ones I remember is I picked up the book, The Color Purple. I picked it up 4 times. Now, you guys all know The Color Purple. This is one like huge awards, big movie with the famous Black woman. This is so bad.
Oprah.
Oprah Winfrey. Okay, so big story. Hey, I'm 65. Okay, cut me some slack. So I'm looking at this book. I open it seriously 4 times. Open it up, read the first page and a half, close it, leave. Again, second time. And the reason I did this 4 times before I actually said, just buy the book, is because in the first page and a half, her stepfather rapes her. And I'm thinking, what? This is the book that you think I want to read? But if you haven't read The Color Purple, or perhaps Ann Tyler's book about the planets, you never know. The first 2 pages may not have, it may be a total misrepresentation of what the rest of the book is about. So I'm going to encourage you to explore books beyond your knee-jerk response to whatever the jacket says, whatever that flap on the fold says. Of course, I'm talking about going to a bookstore, which we should be able to do pretty soon. We're all very excited about that. Seattle, the land of bookstores. So that is my take on the third shelf, 5 books in, Ann Tyler. Thank you, Madam Table Topics. You're muted.
I know. You're on mute. Okay. Good job. That was fun in a roundabout way. Do we have time for one more, Madam Toastmaster? Okay. Who would like to go? Who would like to try? Lucia. All right.